Right. It like that doesn't. That's not gonna. And
Because let's
especially
be
a
clear.
new black mayor. Not to have to bring race up, but a
It
new
always
black mayor is not gonna come in and let the very very rich spoiled black player on his first month of being mayor change the rules for him. That's just not gonna happen. Eric is
and
not gonna do that. He's
let's
smarter than that.
Kyrie is no threat to society playing basketball at the Barclays Center this year. He's going to be tested daily. He's going to have to go through strict protocol.
We know that.
It's really it's like we just said. It's big. They have all these small businesses that are they're making people who may not agree with the vaccine mandates enforce them essentially
Right.
to their patrons. How could they go
Right.
ahead and tell these and then be like, well, this guy, it doesn't matter if he's allowed to not play. So that's a tough thing. They're gonna either have to lift the whole thing, or they can't lift it, for anybody.
Yep. Yep.
And the hope is maybe more people get vaccinated throughout the winter. It almost might benefit us. I hate to say it, to see a huge spike in the winter, and it's amongst unvaccinated people, and those people eventually say, you know what the fuck am I doing? Everybody that's not getting vaccinated is sick or is in the hospital, but the thing is, right here in New York, particularly where I live out on the island, like nobody's getting this shit out here. At least, I know it's different than a city. It's not as densely populated, but it's almost like an out of sight, out of mind thing. I feel like for a lot of people.
Are they vaxxing out there, or are they
So,
just
say 99% of my friends and family is vaccinated. Same with my coworkers. Um, but it's like I don't hear of anybody like getting COVID out here anymore. Even through like friends of the friends or people I know through business, I don't hear about it at all. But we're not on top of each other here. It's just
right?
it's a different living arrangement out here.
I also think
Plus,
more
nobody's
people are
allowed to travel
vaccinated
to
out
work.
there.
What's that?
I also think more people are vaccinated. Like we have, like
Not in
especially
some.
in neighborhoods that haven't gentrified or gentrification hasn't settled in. Those neighborhoods, a lot of people are dying, and the hospitals that help those neighborhoods or that service those neighborhoods, they tend to have issues, even though it's at a very good point for New York. It's just how quickly it could go bad if it doesn't stay this way.
Suffolk County is very, very Republican. There's Trump rallies by my office every Friday. Um,
Every
and
Friday.
are not, and it's funny. The people I work with that are from Suffolk are not vaccinated.
Right.
Um, the Nassau people are typically are.
Right.
Like you said at the top of this, it is very politically motivated, which is odd because
It's a part
typically
of people's identity. Like
typically it's like the Republican, not all, but some. If
mhm.
you had to guess, they would lean towards being unvaccinated. I highly doubt Kyrie Irving is Republican. So it's like
No,
he's
it's a
also
strange
aligning
it's
with
strange bedfellows. This whole
he's
anti-vax
aligning with
thing.
people that drop every racial term they can about him when he
Right.
decides to miss a game. Every Nick fan that is a MAGA fan has dropped N bombs on him all the time. He's almost like aligning with their views on this one.
The world is flipped upside down when Ted Cruz is releasing a tweet saying that
Right.
he's in
Right.
solidarity with Kyrie Irving. That's how you know the world is sideways.
which I'm sure, like, and Kevin Durant has a lot of smart and sophisticated friends. I'm sure in his circle, it's kind of hilarious and weird because that whole crew is vaccinated. All these people who are Steve Nash early vaccinated. Like it's oh man, I can't believe we had a game tonight and we talked about this vax thing.
I
What?
can't believe that this thing fucking hit now. This thing couldn't have hit when John Leon was here and Jarvis Hayes. The Nets was starting Jarvis Hayes, and Bobby Simmons. Like that. Now it happens. Now it happens.
Dude, before we leave, can I at least get 5 minutes on what you think Cam Thomas is? Like, I know you told us to calm down earlier, but
Yeah, I mean, look, the kid has talent, but he also he's wild out there. He has one
He
sole
is.
focus. He's exactly what Sam told us he was. And when, because we relied on Sam for the draft stuff, he's
That's
exactly
right.
what he said. This dude does not look to pass. And
Never.
he'll stay in the league for a long time. But those are the kind of guys that, you get excited about early. But over 82 games, like if he ever had to like shoulder a big load, you'd get fucking sick of him. He'd probably be chucking and missing. He's not very efficient. But he's got stones. The moment is not too big for him. And if he does the right thing and he follows KD and he follows Harden, he can definitely make a all-star caliber career out of this for himself.
Yeah, he's lost on defense too. He tries.
His legs are weird.
Yeah, exactly. His legs are just like Harden's. He has the thickest tree trunks of legs. Yep. And I've said this years ago, like Donovan Mitchell is the type of player whose build, he's so stocky that he can absorb the punishment and he could jump through longer, taller, more athletic NBA players. And I think he has a lot of that in him. I think Cam will succeed early just because he's, he has tree trunks for legs. But he is wild, and NBA level defenses will find out what he can't do and exploit that. But I'm really, really excited for the young man. I mused about this on Twitter earlier, where I said maybe this Kyrie thing will just give Cam minutes and he'll just win Rookie of the Year and it'll just be the greatest thing. That's not happening. That's not happening. But hey, it'd be amazing to see. Sam, you remind us how right you were about Cam Thomas.
No, I mean, look, he was lower on my board just because he looked to shoot like as much as he did. But like, look, when you have an elite skill, like as Bam said, you're gonna stay in the league because of that, and that's what he has. And like, look, I think him getting drafted by the Nets is like the best case scenario, because if for his own career, he might start off well and become like kind of a name if he was on the Rockets and like he was basically on a team full of losers, but he basically would end up probably developing bad habits. Now he's going to basically learn from the best scorers of his generation, and also if you get to earn minutes like the right way, on top of having Nash as a coach and Korver there for development and all the other guys are there, Clifford for defense, everything that the Nets have. But yeah, so I mean, look, I'm definitely excited. I mean, look, you can't help but not be more excited about having him given the whole Kyrie situation, because he's gonna like have to score. Someone's gonna have to score, and I think, as you guys have said, which is totally right. You guys have probably watched more preseason than I have so far. It's clear that the big guys are going to need a little bit of time to get into basketball shape. LaMarcus, Millsap, Claxton. Like, I mean, when I saw of Claxton in the first,
Harden doesn't look like he's played real basketball for a long time. I don't know. Like, he just seemed very off tonight.
The dudes to me who look like from what I've watched, and I could be totally wrong, I defer to you two. The guys who look like they're in complete basketball shape is KD, like always, and Javon Carter and Mills look like they can just kind of run for
Bruce
forever. And I thought Bruce looked like insanely strong. Like he looked like he gained a lot of muscle.
Yeah, he's top heavy though. I think he put too much muscle on top. But
I don't want to forget this, but I saw a great tweet earlier today. Somebody said, "What do you think Kyrie is going to be doing during that home games?" And one of the first responses was the same thing he does every night, trying not to fall off the sides of the earth. Yeah. I was like, man, like nobody liked it, nobody retweeted it. I was like, this is not getting the attention it deserves.
I'm telling you, the Kyrie protectorate is out there, yo. Like I don't have a problem with Kyrie. I love the player. I'd like to see him out there. I'd like to see him more. Gain a better system to find his own personal rationale for what's true and what's false. But I don't know, man. I just don't want him to ruin this.
Where Kyrie is missing the mark, and I've seen you say this, and I don't want to. As a white guy, it's something for me, it's like I'm almost speaking out of turn, but he could do so much better for his community by setting the example of getting vaccinated,
Right.
and doing the right thing, like setting a better example. Talking about like being an indigenous person and stuff. Just be the example, and
Right.
he's missing the mark there, and he's causing more distraction, and he's allowing a lot of people that don't know him create a narrative about him by doing stuff like this.
Well said. Well said. And because the places where people are still dying is in at risk communities. They're the ones where people are still getting this.
Or rightfully so, are hesitant about stuff like this. And now if they see somebody like this major star, it, like you said with Trey, it can influence somebody the wrong way.
Right. The logic is so not there for especially small kids that they do have to wonder, like, is something in this thing if Kyrie won't take it.
And dunk. Maybe he shouldn't have been vaccinated all those years.
Oh man. I was saying to like my family at dinner, I was like, yeah, I've taken all the vaccine, polio, measles, all that. Vaccines haven't done anything to me. And my son says, sitting at the other end of the table where he was safe, he says, well, you don't have hair, so you don't know if it's the vaccine that did that.
I feel like ultimately they're going to let him play. And I think at some point he'll come to his senses and just get this done. But it could take a while for sure.
We're gonna win, man. This has to be it, right? Like this is our third season of Kyrie and KD. We have to do it, right?
Let's wait and see what comes of this. I'm assuming they play Tuesday, so I'm assuming by this weekend, possibly a Friday news dump, that we'll find out what their plan for him is, and then we'll pot over the weekend. We'll do our preview. We should get some other guys on. Maybe.
I've got a special guest coming. So
okay, all right. So we'll leave it up to you. All right.
I won't spoil it just yet, but
I'm not gonna have to be on good behavior with this guest.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
Man, maybe I should skip that day.
Hey, Sam, do you have any other basketball? I don't want to talk about vaccine. I don't want to talk about Kyrie. Let's just get out of here with something positive.
No, I mean I'm amped, and it was fun. I will say, actually, having KD on, it's just fun, like seeing him and how easy the game is. I always forget every time. Like every time the game starts, I'm like, right, we have Durant sick.
KD is just a joy to watch, man.
Best player in the world.
You know who Kyrie has to get vaccinated for? My man Los. My man Los can't take this shit no more. He can't take it anymore. The Jets, the Mets. I sent out a tweet yesterday. I said, the Giants, another season down the drain for the Giants. Kyrie won't get vaccinated, and like, why do I watch sports? And like within 30 seconds, Los liked it because I know he feels my pain. Like
a decade of no championships for New York City. And Kyrie's fucking around.
My man just can't.
I'm messaging with Los about how the Mets are without a GM and a coach, and at the other end, Kyrie's not getting vaccinated, and then having the Giants and Jets, it's like the battle of the idiots. So like, it's
right.
It's gonna get better, guys. It's gonna get better. Anyway,
the Jets probably had a worse day than the Giants yesterday, even with all the Giants' horrendous injuries. The Jets' day yesterday was pathetic.
Must you guys pile on the sadness?
I would pile on the Jets if the Giants were doing decent, but what's weird about the Giants is like it doesn't feel like they're that like it feels like offensively they're like right there, like ready to turn a corner. They just can't get everybody on the field. Like right as Tony starts to emerge as a playmaker, the other guys go down. It's like they on top of like having some bad management issues, they've also just had some fucking bad luck over the last couple of years.
Yeah, but the talent though, man, like watching that Cowboys game, it just showed you how
Yeah, but you know what?
behind talent-wise they
That's
are.
like a top 5 team in the league, and nobody was expecting the Giants to get there. You want to get to the middle of the
I know,
pack.
but that's where we want to go back to, right? Like,
Right, but you got to take the step to the middle first.